Yo, what's up there? This is Shell Vaughn. This is GNC Play TV. Today I am going solo. My compatriot is not going to be able to join me today, but I got some interesting gaming news. So I'm gonna watch like two gameplay trailers. One is Black Myth Wukong, and the other one is The Last Berserker. So give a little commentary as I'm watching those two. Before we get to that, let's get into some just basic gaming news. All right. The basic gaming news is something that I found kind of interesting. All right, here we go. Okay. The WB Discovery wants to license franchises including Batman to Harry Potter and more to other studios. All right, AAA Game of Thrones win. Batman, Justice League, Harry Potter, Looney Tunes, Game of Thrones. The list of intellectual property owned by Warner Brothers Discovery is massive, and an awful lot of it seems ripe for being turned into a video game. If you're thinking WB's been a little slow to leverage that library, it sounds like the company's leadership agrees and is looking not to just make more of its own games, but to license out some of its biggest franchises to other game studios in the future, which I think is a good idea because you keep doing the same. Like from what I've heard is that these developers, they keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. It gets kind of stagnant, and so you wind up with stuff as it is, like so well, you wind up with stuff like it is because a lot of times what happens is the people who start the studio, they eventually get burnt out and they leave, and then they hire a bunch of other people who come in, and basically you get a Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. That's what you wind up with. So where Rocksteady is basically they're this studio in name only. Same thing with BioWare, and it looks like a bunch of these studios is they it. I guess like the way that these corporations work is they like cranking this stuff out. So at some point, the people who make it just can't do it anymore, and they just get exhausted by it, by the whole thing, and it no longer becomes fun. So giving this IPs to new blood should be interesting. So all right, David Zaslav, what did he said? President of Global Streaming Games, JP, responded to a question about the strategic value of games to Warner Brothers, given recent uneven performance, which is the Justice League or the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. That was not uneven. That was just like a terrible thing that probably killed Rocksteady. So all right. So the company is reported down 41%. And there's an actual article I'm gonna read on that. All right. We look at the evolution of storytelling and interactive entertainment as a space to say this is a lot of corporate speak. It's one of the unique areas in media that's growing, both growing in terms of time spent, growing in terms of engagement, growing in terms of revenue, so that we still see this a huge opportunity for us. We know that our franchises, particularly in the world where the gaming industry launched launching brand new franchises is getting harder and harder for a number of reasons, most of which that these companies don't take risk anymore. So their corporate overlords basically only want sure things. So they just want to give money to something that is going to be a hit. So what winds up is everything gets stale, and yeah, that's essentially where we are at in terms of the gaming industry, where more and more people are more interested in playing old games. You still need a great game, really, and the reality is we've had the unfortunate short period of 12 months. We went from having a record year with Hogwarts Legacy to having the opposite side of the spectrum with Suicide Squad. Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy was for the most part true to the spirit of J.K. Rowling's stories, and the Suicide Squad was not. So they need to be more careful about who they let handle some of their IPs. So wow, this is a lot. One of the strategic advantages of owning all our IPs as the world has changed, it is used to be you launch a movie or you launch a TV series, then you do a game. But one of the reasons that Hogwarts Legacy was so successful and the number one game last year, you went to Hogwarts Legacy and you entered the game and you were able to become part of the world, which is how gaming used to be. And see all this stuff, the launch TV series and tying everything together, that is a corporate thing. Games used to just like come out and they just make a game. So I don't know. Hopefully they will learn their lesson from some of the stuff that's kind of dying on the vine, so to speak. All right. Whether it's ultimately, I think it's a big piece of where this industry is going. That will create a movie, whether it's Batman or Superman, Harry Potter, and then there'll be a TV show. But the ability to go into that world and have that experience of spending time with all the characters is something that we still own. We have 11 studios here, and we have a lot of IP. And there's also a lot of interest among others in coming to take advantage of some of the IP for gaming, which we are looking at because, as JB said, we need to get bigger, and the IP we own and the value that it has in gaming space is something we're looking to take advantage of. So maybe they have not learned a lesson because it still kind of sounds like they're looking at it from a corporate point of view. And most of these games that become huge hits are not from that vantage point. So that's why they can't seem to create anything new. So, speaking of which, let's, all right. This did horribly. Suicide Squad Killer Justice League spurs double-digit drop in WB gaming revenue. Warner Brothers Discovery reported today that its game revenue suffered a major drop this quarter from the same period last year, largely due to weak performance of Suicide Squad Killer Justice League. Weak performance. The people who you are trying to sell this game to hated it. So I guess you can say it was a weak performance, but you made a game that people didn't like, which is crazy considering the studio that it came from. Games revenue under WB Games division dropped 41% year over year. Though Suicide Squad struggles were in the main culprit, is immediately up against stiff competitions. Last year's comparable included strong sales of Hogwarts Legacy, which launched in February of 2023 and continued to do exceedingly well throughout the year. It sold 22 million copies and has since reached 24 million. Suicide Squad, meanwhile, was panned by critics and called disappointing by David Zaslav last quarter and resulted in a 200 million impairment charge in that report. An impairment charge is a practice businesses use when they need to write off a report or report a reduction in the value of some of their assets that they previously thought would have a higher value. I am not sure how. See, this is how you know that the people who evaluate this stuff are not gamers. Because from the first trailer of this particular thing, we kind of guessed that this was going to be not so good. And so, but you got corporate dudes who just kind of looked at this and thought, you put Batman in something and Superman, and people would just go buy it. Like, that is not the case. Speaking about Undertaker massive one. Okay. Revenue of 97 overall. Okay. So okay. First part about book value, WB is reevaluating its value in its TV network segment in light of customers and advertisers' interest in streaming and digital content over traditional TV. But okay, so they stopped talking about the actual game part. Okay. All right. So. All right. So we're gonna check out our first. I'm not really gonna go because there's not really a lot of news. So I'm probably just gonna talk a little bit about the WB and maybe go over another actual thing or so. And let's talk about the First Berserker, one of the few, and it's like I did a review of the overall overview of the gameplay for the Monster Hunter Wilds, and I put it out about, I guess, 5-10 minutes ago. So I am interested in that game, and from what the little bit that I saw of the trailer during PlayStation's what was it? PlayStation's State of Play. All right, so this looks like it should be interesting too. So let's get into that. All right. Maybe I probably need to make those longer. Okay, see if you can see anything. All right, here we go. This is on a Gamer Ranks. 15 minutes gameplay. New developer diary has been posted. During the Xbox partner preview in March, fans got their first glimpse of the gameplay found in the first Berserker. Oh, probably should have played. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Found in the first Berserker Khazan in an action-packed gameplay trailer, first revealed in December 2023. The title is being developed by a Korean studio, Neopol, best known for their multiplayer RPG Dungeons and Fighter Online, and has now been announced the game will be released in 2025 for PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. Along with this exciting announcement, Nexon and Neopol have posted the first 15 minutes of gameplay along with a new developer diary titled Unveil the Universe. All right, so I already got this set up. All right, so let's check this out. Hold on. Let me make sure I got this actually showing. Okay, so all right. The little bit that I did see this the visuals are interesting. Kind of like a comic book
body to it. At last, a body.
You got a Korean studio making a game about Vikings.
Like.
The graphics looks really good though. So I take it that this maybe is from the beginning of the game.
Stop. You really want to die? Then embrace the energy of the blade if you want to live.
This kind of looks like the Soul Calibur, the Soul Blade. Kind of reminds me of that.
Your body is fully healed.
Seems a little closer to more Souls like in God of War. In terms of how the guy swings his weapon.
There he is!
So everybody moves with okay. What if you have different weapons types? Heimat. What if that's in reference to anything? Right, he's covered in blood, so I wonder how can you tell how he's damaged or not? Because I don't see a HUD or anything that gives you an indication of his health.
A lacrima, a tear, soul accepted. Now you too will hear the memories of the dead.
All right, so this seems to be very Souls-like. Okay. All right. Not so much God of War. Yeah, just how the characters, the enemies move. Very slow and deliberate. Oh, okay. So his outfit changed a little bit. I wonder how much armor is in the game. Yeah, this is definitely Souls like. I am curious on how the blocking mechanics work. It's like, can you continuously block, or is it a stamina thing? 'Cause this is like no HUD. How do you build up your supers, I guess? Okay, so the more he goes into this gameplay, the more bits and pieces of armor shows up on him. I wonder. That's curious. Okay. I wonder if that's either health or checkpoint. One. Okay. The other one must have been health, so this would actually must be your checkpoint. I wonder if the whole game is just like one snowy landscape, or like how varied the different backgrounds are in terms of where you actually go to. Definitely a Souls game. Not too sure how I feel about that. kind of doing that to death too. Sound design pretty good though. Yeah, like a little small boss. I wonder if we're gonna actually get a big one. I don't know. Hold on. That looked like they teleported where Archer was aiming. Go back over. Okay. Okay. So basically, it lights up when he's about to fire. I don't know how I feel about that.
Help me!
What was he running from? We come up to a boss? And there. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Oh, did he heal himself? Either a Sasquatch or some kind of like rock monster or something. His armor hasn't changed. Wonder how many different armor sets are actually in this game. Oh, I was wondering why he did that because he was jumping down on cliffs, but maybe he can't. Maybe they didn't include jumping in this game. I haven't seen him actually, other than leaping down from a higher point to a low point. I haven't seen any kind of jumping ability. And he mostly just blocks, not so much dodges. So this is the big part. Well, I like the fact that like when he cuts them, it adds like he's actually cutting off fur. Okay, that's cool. It's actually leaving scars. Oh. And he hit him so hard that he made the ground shake. Hey, we're Super Saiyan. Going Super Saiyan again. I do like the fact that he is getting scarred up and he's losing parts of his body as you hit him. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me get to the other thing I'm going to check out. Pause dead. All right. Well, that looked pretty interesting. I think I was hoping more for God of War, not so much Souls. I might be a little tired of Souls games, but it looks interesting enough. It has a bunch of interesting like game elements that would be intriguing a bit. So yeah, you have to check it out. Oh, before I get to the last thing the last trailer I was gonna look at, I want to talk about this. And this is I had wanted to bring this up with Ricky, but he wasn't able to make it. So I'm still gonna kind of talk about this. I'm amazed at how large these games are nowadays. All right. PC gamers rose Star Wars Outlaws after system requirements revealed. Okay. To put it in perspective, let's put Star Wars Outlaws. See that. All right. All right, trailer. Put the trailer. I'm getting everyone complaining about it. Overview, world premiere. What's the one that just came out? YouTube. Okay. All right. All right. To put it in perspective before I go on to... All right, so it's a cutscene.
A friend needs a little something.
Okay, this is all cutscenes. Okay, all right, these are all cutscenes. Where is the?
You have to.
All right, so these are all cutscenes. Come on.
You have to.
Come on, somebody give me actual. All right, so this is what this game looks like. All right, and why these people are making fun of that is it looks like an Xbox 360 game for the most part. Like the from what they showed off not too long ago, the explosions look terrible. You can see how the this game is coming out soon, and the way that everybody moves is kind of weird. But they released these specs for if you want to play this on your PC. All right. So the recommended Windows 10 CPU, okay, graphics card, 360 Ti, which is an older card, but it's still a fairly decent card. You got to have at least 16 gigs of memory and 65 gigabytes of hard drive space. They recommend you have an SSD. The game looks like pure crap. It looks like it came out 10, 15 years ago. And that game is going to require 65 gigabytes of storage on an SSD drive. So the minimum specs is the same in terms of the size it is. So you got the older, like way older cards. So at least that's somewhat understandable. And if you want high, it's like a 380. Yeah. So these are not too big of a difference. And ultra, what do they want? They want a 480. This game looks like a 360 game, and they want a 480 RTX GeForce card. So that doesn't, like, the RAM doesn't change, and like the chipset. Okay. On that gameplay, YouTuber Stone Loki detailed in order to play the game via minimum requirement, PC games have to shell out at least $1,200 at the recommended level. Explained it would cost at least $1,528. The high specs will be about 1645. Finally detailed in order to play 4K will be at least 2362. Note the graphic cards cost about $1,000 to play the game in 4P. Gaming were not enthused about these requirements. One player on X wrote, I hope this game looks much better than the trailers. Otherwise, the performance is just laughable. Like I said, it looks like an Xbox 360 game. The explosions look like not even previous gen. It's just old school. Not much confidence in this game in any capacity. Unfortunately, doubt any form of acceleration can fix the other underlying perf. Okay. Another posted, bruh, 1440p, 60 frames per second on a 380. Said how the cards go from, okay, they're speaking in computer speak. And frame upscale is supposed to bring more performance. Yeah, it's I don't have. Is it not optimized well? Is that what it is, or what? It's just very weird because this game does not look like it should require the specs that it does. So I don't know. All right, so we're gonna end this out by checking out something that I'm actually interested in playing. All right. It is Black Myth. Every time I see this game, it's more and more impressive. And I think it's a small studio. It was one guy who was doing this. All right, so in the show with this. Yeah, when I first saw this game, I think it was like one dude who was doing it. Just compare this to like what Ubisoft is trying to put out. Like even that Assassin's Creed game doesn't look that great. Like this just looks amazing. I hope this thing plays as well as it looks. Because if it doesn't, I'll be very disappointed. Because it looks amazing. Dude, this is how beautiful this game looks. This looks like a next gen or a current. Oh, look at the fire effect. Yeah. So there's more than one playable character. Really? Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, crap. Because they've shown that particular setting. Oh, I guess it transforms. Because I remember turning into a dragon, I think, in the last trailer. Hey, it's Splinter! Wow. Look at this. The speed of the attack. I am ready for this game. Bro, I cannot wait for this game to come on. It is a definite first day buy. What? Come on the 20th. I might have to pre-order this tomorrow. Or, yeah, I'll get paid tomorrow. So I think I'm going to pre-order this tomorrow.
Dark-furred, devious-natured, hunting that Gwai is no simple task. You do have some skill, but this land
We can see where monsters are around. Funny. All right. That looks awesome. And I wish more games were as innovative as that is. Because unique character designs, it's as much as the Berserker game looks interesting, it's another Souls game. So, like I said, I'm not too sure how I feel about that, but that looks very nice. So, to all the people out there who have seen this or will check this video out, please follow, like, share, and all the fun YouTube and Rumble things. So I appreciate you checking me out and all that. So can't get no better than what I just saw. So I would like to say goodbye and all that. Later. Oh, probably should play my outro, you think? All right. Bye-bye.